If you've got 2 weeks until your Kentucky real estate exam, here's the number that actually matters: 50. Kentucky puts 50 state-specific questions on a 130-question exam. That's almost 40% of your test, and it's exactly where most candidates lose the points they needed to pass. I'm MJ Kim, and I wrote the day-by-day plan for the next 14 days. Stick around and subscribe, because I'm going to tell you exactly where your time goes and where it doesn't. Let's start with what you're actually walking into. Kentucky's exam is 130 questions, 80 national, 50 state-specific, administered by PSI. Here's the detail people skip past. You pass both portions separately, at 75% each. Ace the national and fall short on the state, you still fail. You get 240 minutes total, and pacing is rarely the issue. Accuracy is, especially on that state portion. Day 1, right now, take a full practice exam cold. I don't care about the score. I care about which topics you missed most. Write down your 3 weakest topics. That list gets 80% of your next 11 days. Most candidates take a practice test, see a 68%, feel bad, and go back to studying everything equally. That doesn't work. Your weak spots don't move unless you drill them specifically. 4 days for the national material. That's 80 of your 130 questions, so don't skip it, but don't overinvest either. Contracts, offer, acceptance, consideration, statute of frauds, agency law and your fiduciary duties, OLD CAR, if you haven't memorized it yet. Financing, mortgages versus deeds of trust, LTV, FHA, VA. Property ownership, federal fair housing, 7 protected classes, and the 3 valuation approaches. 40 to 60 practice questions a day, and review every wrong answer against the actual rule, not just the answer key. This is the block that actually decides your exam. 3 days, and I mean this. Don't shortcut it. Start with KRS, Chapter 324. Know what KREC regulates and the distinction between a sales associate, a broker, and a principal broker. Know Kentucky's 3 agency types: single, dual, and designated. Kentucky doesn't use transaction broker the way some states do, so don't let that answer choice fool you. Memorize the seller's disclosure of property condition, KREC, Form 402, and the actual rule under KRS 324.360, delivery to the buyer within 72 hours of a signed offer. Not promptly, 72 hours. Here's the one most national courses miss entirely. Kentucky adds age 40 and older as a protected class under the Kentucky Civil Rights Act, on top of the federal 7, and Louisville, Lexington, and Covington go further still at the local level. The exam tests both layers, so know both. Then trust accounts, because these numbers show up constantly. Earnest money into escrow within 3 business days. Records retained 5 years. Escrow overdrafts reported to KREC within 72 hours. Memorize the numbers exactly. The exam will test the number, not the concept. 2 days for math, unless math wasn't one of your 3 weak spots from day 1, in which case shorten this block and give the time back to state law. Commission splits, prorations, LTV, cap rate, GRM. It's the same math on every state exam. Drill it until you're under 2 minutes a problem. 1 day out, take a full-time practice exam under real conditions. Phone off, no breaks, no looking anything up. Then review every miss and ask why you missed it. By the end of day 13, your Kentucky state score should be at least 80%. If it's not, go back and drill state law again. That's genuinely where this exam is won or lost. On the day before your exam, no cramming, no new material, no panicking. 30 minutes of light review, then close the books by noon, eat a real dinner, get 8 hours of sleep. Your brain needs that sleep to actually retain what you studied. Show up 30 minutes early with your ID. This plan works, but it assumes you have the discipline to run it without anyone checking on you. If you'd rather have that built in, that's what the real estate license professor does. Kentucky-specific questions, not a national bank with a Kentucky label on it, a learning path that surfaces your weak topics automatically, and full-length timed exams that actually simulate the real thing. 14 days is plenty of time if you spend it on the right 50 questions. Subscribe if this helped, and I'll see you in the next one.